lead 4-3. Starting with a bounce to a short from Cirillo. Wilson, a 2-2 pitch, hit a short to left on a hanging curve. Hanging with a single to center. Ichiro, infield single. The 3-2 pitch to McLemore. He walked him. No time. We're back in a minute and 5 seconds on ESPN Radio and your Sox Baseball Network.
3 in the spring. 9 games, 15 in the third inning, 27 hits, 17 runs all earned, 4 home runs. He walked 2, struck out 7. The opponents had 386 against him. Howry came in, got it out yesterday.
1/3 yesterday, got pitch batter Ruben Sierra in the 8th inning with the tying run on and the go-ahead run on. And different situation here as Alomar throws the ball back and it goes off his glove with the second baseman. Can't have that either. So it's Howry, the third pitcher used by Manuel here in the 7th, brought Barstow in, and he got the first man out. That was 5 batters ago. Since then, 3 hits and a walk has produced the tying run at 4 for the Mariners here in the 7th. And Brett Boone faced Bob Howry. He's ready to go, and Boone tonight has an RBI double in the first, a walk, and a run scored in the third. Strikeout in the 4th inning. The principal's on the base pass. Dean at third. Suzuki at second, and McLemore at first. That is speed on the base pass. Double to a gap or down a line here. Right, the base is clean. Well, second base, you'd have a runner, but it would clear the bases right now. Eric Tomei, the spring trainer, he didn't believe that, but that's true. It's Howry in a jam. Boone likes the first pitch. Here it is. Low for ball 1. Ian, runner at third, bluffed the move coming home. Ball back to Howry. He's coming home with it. White Sox right back around the infield until he gets to Pinocchio at first, and he will third dog McLemore, the runner there. 4-all here in the 7th inning. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a line drive to center. Left is going to play on the score. The base below the Mariners leading in at 5-4. Second run batted up for him. You will go as far as your bullpen will take you. Mariner bullpen gave up a couple runs in the top half of the sitting. The Sox bullpen has returned the top half of the sitting. And the Sox bullpen has returned. Robin never had a chance to catch that ball in the air. Here's Edgar Martinez with the bases full. And he loves this ball, I'll tell you. Pitch to Martinez. That's low for ball 1. So goes the buck on Lorenzo Barstow. Wilson and Guillen have scored. That's 1/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 2 runs on. Martinez runner is at third. 10 hits for Seattle. One pitch to Edgar. That's down 2-0.
Manuel also said if these pitchers can't fit into their roles, they're looking for somebody who can.
It's one thing to go looking for him. You have to find it. A 2-0 pitch to Martinez. He almost hit him 3-0. A walk here. Give him a 5th run. This happened once in this inning. Now Contreras is going to the mound.
Bases loaded walk to McLemore, pushed across the tying run. The single by Boone, the go-ahead. Well, with 2 runs batted in tonight, he had 141 last year. Looks like he's going to make contact. At least lift the ball in the air, but he lined a single that Lofton had to play on a hop.
The bullpen is concerning spring training, not for John Arnett, but for the Sox staff. When we mentioned that on the air, we're telling you what they believe. They're concerned about the bullpen. Porzio, a left-hander, begins to throw in that bullpen in left field. 3-0 to count on McKinney. He's got the green one. Make no mistake about it. 3-0 pitch. Borderline call on the inside corner, 3-1. Bases full of Mariners. And the pitch. Swinging a high fly ball to left. Lee is under it. And he waits for it to come down and makes the catch. Suzuki tags at third, comes home on a sacrifice fly. Now it's a 2-run lead for the Mariners. They lead 6-4. He just missed that one. That one's charged to Tommaso Marte. Just got under that one, and he just went for that. He knew that he had popped up a pitch deep enough to get a run in, but he thought he was going to get more than that. So Howry departs. Porzio comes in. We're back after all these messages on ESPN Radio and Chicago White Sox Baseball Network. Over yet. White Sox have 6 outs to work with. When you get to the 9th, it's Sasaki that you have to work with. Here's the Mariners save guy. 3-0 pitch to Olaru. Almost hit a ball, 4 bases are loaded. They've batted around, have they? Here's the 9th man, Cameron. And he'll face Porzio with the bases full, and Clay comes to the mound to talk to Michael. On deck, a guy who has a chance to bat again in this inning and let it off of the ground out is Jeff Cirillo. Cameron, in situations like these, most of the time, he'll take a pitch. I don't know, with Porzio, left-handed. John Roush is up in the Sox bullpen. Here's the pitch to Cameron. Low with a breaking ball for ball 1. That's 5 in a row out of the strike zone. Contreras to the mound, and I don't know what message he's delivering to Alomar or to Porzio, but it could go something like, you know, your stuff's good. Let's get it over. Come on, you can get this guy out. He keeps going out there. They may just install one of those people movers like at the airport. Mm-hmm. He's been out there enough tonight, out there and back. One's a foot outside, 2-0. Pause here, 10 seconds for station identification. When we come back, ESPN Radio on your top. 2-0 the count, bases full. The pitch to Cameron, blowing outside. Ball 3, that's 7 in a row. Out of the strikes and a walk here. Forces in another run. McLemore at third, Boone at second, and over at first, Olaru. 3-0 on Cameron. I don't think he's swinging. The 3-0 pitch, that's in there, 3-1. Oakland leads Texas. The Amtrak out-of-town scoreboard 2-1 in the 8th. Anaheim has come back. They lead Cleveland 7-4 in the 7th. Final 10th, they beat Detroit 9-5. 3-1 pitch. He walked, and it's going to the screen. Porzio has come out of the bullpen and walked Olaru, now Cameron. And that's it for Porzio. Blue Cross and Blue Shield bring you yet another pitching change here in the 7th inning. With the pitching change, Roush will enter and Porzio will depart. We're back after the pitching change. Roush will enter and Porzio will depart. We're back after this on ESPN Radio, the White Sox Baseball Network. The Mariners, 4 runs. They lead 7-4. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a pop up down right field line. This is first and 6. Ball 1 strike. That's just good to see someone swinging a bat. Tommaso Marte, 2 batters, 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 runs earned. Barcelo, 1/3, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He's a pitcher of record for the Sox. Ritchie went for the 6th, threw the 6th, 6 hits, 3 runs earned, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. 1 ball, 1 strike on Cirillo.
Forced on any base. The 1-1 pitch, a curveball low.
2 balls and a strike. The only pitchers left in the bullpen are Osuna, Glover, and Folk, and they pitched yesterday. The 2-1 pitch. Swinging a foul to Cool John Ruby. 2-2. The White Sox in the 8th when we get there will be Thomas, Ordonez, and Konerko. White Sox sent 8 men to the plate, or I should say 7 men in the top half of the 7th inning. The Mariners are at their 10th. With a lead like this, and it demoralizes the guys who got you the 2 runs in the top half. There's a swing and a high fly deep center field. Lofton's going to move back. One of the warning track is there, makes the catch. Cirillo opened it with a ground out to short. He ends it with a fly to center. 4 runs for Seattle here on the 7th. On 4 hits, 3 walks, they leave the bases loaded. They have stranded 6. They go to the 8th. Seattle 7, the White Sox 4.
In the bottom of the 8th, Oakland leads Texas 2-1. Couple of other fouls in the American League.
The line score through 7 frames. 7 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for Seattle. 4 runs, 8 hits, and an error for the Sox. And back to the bullpen goes Pinella. Shigetoshi Hasegawa, and they're getting shiggy with it here. And Hasegawa, in the spring, 7 games, no record, on an average of 4.63. So it's Hasegawa to face Thomas. And hopefully the White Sox aren't done scoring either. Scored a run in the first. Mariners got that back. Then Seattle jumped in front 3-1 with 2 in the 3rd. Sox got close on Lofton's bunt in the 6th that was thrown down the right field line by starter Jamie Moyer. Lofton made 3rd, came in on a Durham ground out. And Lofton was the principal on the top half of the 7th with a 2-run single. And this the Mariners bat around in the bottom half and score 4 times. Play-by-play here in the 8th, here's John.
Well, the Mariners have spent some money. They signed Hasegawa as a free agent and made the deal picking up Cirillo for Tony Agua. Hasegawa's pitch is a fastball, knee-high, a strike on the outside corner. Ever pitch at Rancho Cucamonga?
Roberts in Southern California.
2 games there last year for Hasegawa in a rehab.
Rancho Cucamonga.
46 games for Anaheim, 5-6 record, a 2.04 ERA. The pitch to Thomas, strike outside corner, 0-2.
Thomas is chatting with Larry Vanover, the home plate umpire, about that call.
Last year, in 4 games, pitched 5 innings against the White Sox, 3 hits, 2 earned runs. His career 1-3 with a 3.16 ERA against the White Sox. Hasegawa with the overhead wind, the pitch outside.
Still believe that Wilson wants to get Thomas out in rather than out. Wants to get him with a ball on the inside half. Hasegawa, though, may have other ideas.
Took 7 pitchers to work the 7th inning tonight. The pitch. Thomas takes a strike on the inside corner.
There you go. No is coming.
Thomas turns around, has something to say to Larry Vanover. Only a few words, and Frank walks back to the dugout, shaking his head.
That was the best pitch that Hasegawa threw him.
It was. The first 2 strikes looked to be off the outside corner. This one, inside corner, knee-high, right there. It had the corner of the plate. Here's a fastball. To Maglio Ordonez. Not like this matchup for Maglio, a whole lot better than the matchup with Jamie Moyer, who throws a lot of off-speed stuff. Chargers won't figure in this one tonight. The pitch by Hasegawa, breaking ball strike. Hasegawa first came on the scene with Anaheim in 1997 after pitching in the Japanese League. Kazuhiro Sasaki is throwing now, backing up Hasegawa. We're in the 8th inning, nobody on, 1 out. Here's a swing and a ground ball, base hit to left field for Maglio.
You were saying?
That's another broken bat for Maglio. That's 6 in this series already.
2 for 4 for Ordonez.
Bookend hits with strikeouts in the 4th and the 6th for Maglio.
Now Paul Konerko. Konerko singled and scored one of the 2 White Sox runs in the 7th.
If the White Sox to keep on swinging the bats the way they did in spring training, they won't be out of many ball games.
Be nice to get 1 and maybe 2 or 3 in this inning.
At least get a couple this inning. But you can't expect the offense staff to come back to score 8, 9, 10 runs a night to win.
You could take the wind out of their sails with the bottom half of the 7th like we had. It's going to happen from time to time.
Konerko swings and misses a slider.
You have to know what Hasegawa has and then attack it. And that breaking pitch right there was outstanding.
Very late movement. And Konerko's down on the count 0-1. The infield a double play depth. Up the middle, Brett Boone at second base. Carlos Guillen at shortstop. Cirillo plays off the line behind the bag at third. Olerud is holding at first base against Maglio. Konerko swings and fouls it back. And with a half-hearted swing was crossed up. Wasn't what he was expecting. Konerko's behind in the count 0-2. Jose Valentin is waiting in the on-deck area. The White Sox have 1-0, only to have the Mariners tie at the bottom of the 1st. Seattle got 2 in the 3rd. The White Sox scored in the 6th and then 2 more in the 7th, only to see the White Sox give up 4 runs using 5 pitchers in the bottom of the 7th. 7-4 Seattle. Hasegawa to the plate. Outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's the thing about Hasegawa. I haven't seen him make very many 0-2 mistakes. Jamie Moyer started the game. Jeff Nelson got 2 outs in the 7th. Arthur Rhodes the last out of the 7th inning. The 2 runs were charged to Nelson. Arthur Rhodes is on the upside of this game now. 7-4. The pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop. Flip to second. Out. On the first. Out. Double play. On to the bottom of the 8th. Seattle leads 7-4.
McNeil, Yurko, and Harry. Weekdays at 3 on Chicago's ESPN Radio 1000.
Came on in the 7th inning with a tough situation and got Cirillo to fly out. Mariners posted 4 runs in the 7th. They 7-4, and they come up here in the 8th.
John Roush was rated by Baseball America as the #2 prospect in the White Sox organization last season behind Joe Borchert.
Borchert has nursing a broken foot.
And Roush underwent surgery on his shoulder last year on the 24th of May. Fast runner ripping in to right-handed batting Dan Wilson. Bottom of the 8th inning. Seattle leads by 3, 7-4. The surgery was performed by Dr. James Andrews in Birmingham, Alabama. Rotator cuff surgery. The pitch.
High pop foul out of play off to the right. Began his rehab on the 28th of May in Tucson and made the White Sox roster out of spring training. Olympian John Roush. The pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop to his right. Clayton has it. Played a funny hop and throws out Dan Wilson. Clayton was going one way and then the ball went the other.
The reason it looked funny, John, is that's exactly what happened. And you can hit one of those spike marks or a little clump of dirt there and it'll shoot the ball. Clayton put the brakes on and that right foot had some give in it.
Carlos Guillen has a hit in 3 at-bats and a run scored. He scored one of the 4 Seattle runs in the 7th.
The undoing started at this part of the order with Wilson and Guillen in the 7th inning getting on with hits. They're batting 8th and 9th for one reason.
Fastball right down the middle, strike 1. And that reason is they struggle at the plate.
They don't hit as well as the guys that are in front.
Roush with the next pitch. Curveball wrapped on the ground on the right side to Ray Durham moving to his left. He gobbles it up and throws out Carlos Guillen. Roush has faced 3 batters in the big leagues and retired them all. Roush was a member of the Olympic team in the 2000 Summer Games in Sydney, going 1-0 with a 0.82 ERA, 1 earned run over 11 innings. He struck out 21 in 2 appearances, one of those starts. His 21 strikeouts, 1 shy of the Olympic record. Ben Wallace at 22 in 1992.
They show Jay Buhner on our monitor. His uncle looks like Anthony Quinn.
Here's the pitch, and Ichiro takes low. He's going to break into a little Zorba.
Maybe. Hopefully the Sox will do that in the 9th.
Roush right back to Ichiro high. This with a fastball, ball 2. Roush lives in Westport, Kentucky. Born in Louisville, September 27, 1978.
The pitch to Ichiro. Fastball strike on the inside corner. Ichiro doesn't care for that inside corner pitch.
He does not. And when he sees it there, he'll take it, and then he's looking for it, and he'll run up on it.
The pitch to Ichiro. A swing, and he popped him up. Short left field. Out goes the shortstop. And Clayton is under it in fair territory, crossing over the line to make the catch just in foul ground. 1-2-3. Roush retires all 4 batters he faces out of the Sox bullpen. We're going to the 9th inning in Seattle. Do or die for the White Sox, trailing the Mariners 7-4.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Automatic 9-count and 60.
He's their closer last year, 0-4, 69 games, 3.24. Okay, he was 0-4. That's the best. For the Mariners, the good side, he had 45 saves, 66 2/3 innings, 48 hits, 24 runs earned, 11 walks, 62 strikeouts, gave up the long ball 6 times.
7 runs, 10 hits for Seattle, 2 errors.
4-9-1 for the Sox. Year before with the Mariners, he was 2-5 in 63 games. He saved 37.
Suzuki will be pitching those with Valentine, Carlos Lee, and Sandy Alomar. And working with the 3-run lead, coming in the 9th inning, he's eligible for a save.
Yes, he is.
Left-handed batting, Jose Valentin got a base hit, scored one of the 2 runs in the 7th that, for the time, put the White Sox ahead by a run.
Fastball for this guy, about average, and then a slider and a devastating split finger pitch. Hasegawa, 1 inning, 1 hit, and a strikeout.
So the Mariners lead by a 7-4 count. Now the pitch. In the dirt, split finger fastball, low and in, and rolls on by Dan Wilson.
Sometimes, John, the last 3 outs, they're the toughest to get.
Last year in here, the White Sox got to Sasaki a ball game. Blown save and a loss. The pitch. Swing and a high fly ball right field. Just got under it. So does Ichiro, and Suzuki makes the catch. 1 out.
So Sasaki gave up a fly to Suzuki.
1 down on a fly ball to right field. Here's Carlos Lee, 1 out of 3 with a ground out fly out and a base hit. Isai Miller was left on base in the 7th inning. Jeff Nelson was charged with 2 runs and was on the hook for only a moment as the Mariners responded with a 4-run bottom of the 7th inning. The pitch. Strike call inside corner. The runs came as a result of 4 White Sox pitchers. The 5th Sox pitcher of the inning, John Roush, got the last out and worked a successful 3 up, 3 down, bottom of the 8th. Here's a curve for a strike. That's nasty to go along with a good split finger fastball that Kazuhiro Sasaki possesses. 0-2, 1 down. As the Mariners are 2 outs away from drawing even with the White Sox in this season opening series. The pitch by Kazuhiro is hit high in the air, foul off to the right. Olerud over by the stands, no play. That ball goes about 8 or 9 rows deep. We're back here tomorrow night, 8:30 for our pregame show. Dan Wright fouled in 3 against Carl Abbott, who went 17-4 last year. Dan Wright looked great pitching against the Mariners in a game here last year, just up from the minor leagues. 0-2, 1 out. The pitch to Carlos Lee. Splitter low. Carlos almost pulled the trigger. Tickets sold tonight, 40,805. On this cool April 2nd.
Lee gets out here, you might see Mark Johnson hit for Alomar. A left-handed batter facing a right-handed pitcher. Use Lee for last if we've got a game-time situation.
The 1-2 pitch in too close. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You're looking for base runners. That's what you want. Base runners will get you runs.
Valentin led off the inning with a mile-high fly. The pitch. Lee wraps it to the shortstop. No cone catch by Carlos Guillen. Oh, that was bad.
Around him. That caught him rather than Guillen catching the ball.
The White Sox are down to their last out. Sandy Alomar will come to the plate. He has struck out twice and hit a fly ball to the warning track in the second inning. It's good to see Lee stinging the ball after struggling the second half of the season last year.
Sandy is 2 out of 7 to begin the season. Sasaki's pitch. Ground ball. Base hit to left field. Oh, it's too bad that ball didn't get over Guillen's glove.
But Lee's line drive was caught by Carlos Guillen.
Alomar was on, and here's Royce Clayton. Clayton, with the bases loaded and 1 out in the 7th inning, hit a fly ball too shallow to center field to score Konerko.
But Clayton is 0 for 3. So far, 0 for 7 to begin the season. Last season, he finished a 264.
And over 60 runs by the way.
And he had to have a hot second half of the season to pull the numbers up. The pitch by Sasaki. Strike call. The low outside corner or just off the outside corner is going to call a strike tonight.
Thanks to the dismay of
Clayton here, Frank Thomas, and some others. The Mariners have been able to hit that area and get the calls. Kazuhiro Sasaki from the stretch. The pitch to Clayton. Right down the middle this time. Right there, strike 2. The White Sox are down to their last strike.
Sandy Alomar singled with 2 outs in the 9th inning. The last 2 hitters off but hit the ball hard. The ball lined out the shot. Alomar out of the single for the hurdle play. Left the pitch to Clayton. Bring it up. Now goes on. Oklahoma's come to an end. So Seattle pulling even.
1 game apiece the first 2 games of the 2002 season. A 3-hour, 3-minute ball game goes to the Seattle Mariners by a final score of 7-4. And we'll be back with our post-game show after this on ESPN Radio and the White Sox Network.
Welcome back to Safeco Field, where Seattle took a good ball game and made it look ugly with a 4-run bottom of the 7th inning to beat the White Sox 7-4. And the rubber game in the series will take place tomorrow night, 8:30, with our pregame show. One of the big keys to the game, with 2 outs, a double by McLemore in the 3rd inning, a walk to Brett Boone, and then Lou Piniella, with Edgar Martinez batting, put on a double steal. Sandy Alomar makes the accurate throw to third base. Innings over, but the throw sailed in the left. 1 run scored. Martinez drove in another. Seattle had a 2-run lead. And then the White Sox were able to come back. But that's how Seattle got 2 easy runs. And Todd Ritchie, I thought, for the most part, pitched a pretty good ball game in his debut with the White Sox. He did. As much as the throwing error was big, so was Ritchie facing Edgar Martinez, who hit a ball through the right side past Durham to get that 2nd run in. And then the White Sox used 5 pitchers in the 7th. The bullpen is a concern to the White Sox, and they're going to have to throw strikes. They're going to have to be better about it. They come out, did Barcelona to pitch the 7th after the Sox scored a pair of runs to lead 4-3. Barcelona got Cirillo on a bouncer to short. Then he couldn't retire the 8th man, Dan Wilson, on a curveball that went to left for a single. Then Guillen singled to center field. Enter Marte. Give up an infield single to Suzuki, and that loaded the bases.
And that was on a pitch away, Ed,
Yes.
after he made him look bad on a couple of breaking balls.
Well, then the walk, and that walked in a run. That was a gift for Seattle to McLemore. He had a run batted in with a walk. Enter Howry.
Foul past third base goes Wallace Johnson.
Well, still floating, John, with the body. I talked about this yesterday. He gets going from the right side to the left. It's almost like he's chasing the baseball with the barrel of the bat and not attacking it, because the body's moving just a bit in front of him.
Here's the 0-1 with 2 outs. Ordonez hits it hard foul into the seats down the left field line.
Those 2 pitches have set up this breaking ball, I believe. And Ordonez checked the bat. He's broken 4 or 5 bats in the first 2 games.
If Maglio gets on, Paul Konerko will bat in the 1st inning, and the White Sox lead 1-0. The wind and Abbott's pitch to Maglio. Just outside, doing the cutter.
He's yet to drop the hook on him. Ordonez, if this is a fastball, better be aware that it has jumped above the letter.
Abbott's 1-2 pitch with 2 outs. Curveball in the dirt.
Did Ordonez go? No, according to the first base umpire, Laos Diaz. And like a true pitcher, Ed Farmer shaking his head. He went around.
He did. The replay will show that. Went across, don't play with the bat.
2-2 with 2 outs. Added with a glove in front of his face. Now the wind and the pitch to Ordonez. Maglia takes a high curveball.
Without fun with that left side, his arm was dragging.
The White Sox have been able to work deep in counts against Abbott in the first inning. A walk he turned into a run. Now a 3-2 pitch to Maglia Ordonez with 2 outs. Maglia swings to a fastball. He strikes out. 1 run, no hits. A walk, 2 steals, and a ground out produce the White Sox run. Kenny Lofton got it done with a leadoff walk. For the half inning, the White Sox have a run. The Mariners are coming to bat near Safeco Field in Seattle.
Neil, you're going Harry. Weekdays at 3 on Chicago's ESPN Radio 1000.
There's so much to do, so many choices.
At Comiskey Park, individual game tickets are on sale right now. You don't want to miss the home opener. In fact, it's a 4-game series, and all games begin at 1:05 with those Orioles, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. You can get the tickets at the ticket windows at Comiskey, Sears, and Sears Hardware stores, online at WhiteSox.com. We've got a new toll-free number that you can call also, 866-SOX-GAME.
Our game goes to the bottom of the first inning, 1-0 White Sox.
3 places I love to watch opening day, and I'm very fortunate. Comiskey Park in Chicago is one of them. Fenway Park and Yankee Stadium are the 2 others for me.
Ichiro takes over, but low, ball 1.
And there is something about the opener on the road. Certainly, you know that spring's here, but when you get back to Chicago, really emphasize it.
Here's a high pop-up, short left field. Royce Clayton, the shortstop, drifting to the outfield grass. He's there and makes the catch. Wright moved up and in on Ichiro and got a pop-up out of it.
The idea for Dan Wright, that's not always the perfect thing when you're out there, but you feel comfortable, as Wright does, I think, pitching against these Mariners, because he went 7 1/3 a year ago against them and gave up 1 run. But for him, get him out with the least amount of pitches thrown. That's what everybody wants, and when you get one of those games, it seems like it's something for you.
Here's Mark McLemore, 3 for 7 in the series, a double RBI and 3 runs scored. He takes a fastball wide. Dan Wright stands 6'5", 225 pounds, 24 years old, from the University of Arkansas. He makes his home in Batesville, Arkansas. The pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball 92 miles an hour with a jump. And diving movement, that was down and away from the left-handed batter. McLemore switched batter up there from the left side. Veteran infielder and outfielder playing left field for Seattle. The pitch. Swing and a miss late on a fastball at 94 miles an hour.
The idea when you have him swinging and missing like that, you're pitching, throw it in the same spot with that velocity. Make him show you that he can hit it.
McLemore has the uniform pants all the way down to the shoe tops, wearing the baggy pants look. The pitch by Wright. Swing and a high fly ball straight away center field. Lofton comes in at medium center and makes the catch. A pop-up, a fly out. And here's Brett Boone. Brett Boone is hitting 2 for 7 with 2 runs scored, 2 runs batted in, a double, and tack on a stolen base through the first 2 games. And he loves the fastball.
He does like that first pitch, and he likes the alleyway in right center.
For 2 outs, the pitch on the way. It's a curveball, low and away. You feel Wright might be a good closer before his career is over.
Yes, I do. Doesn't mean he can't start.
Wright's pitch. Foul ball just to our right.
But if you watch him at the major league level, in the 4th or 5th inning, usually you'll see him move into a groove situation where the first 3 have set him up for the next 3.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball high.
But if you're looking at him for an inning of work at 94 or 95 miles an hour with a sinker and a good overhand curveball, you're looking at a guy who could save a lot of games.
The 2-1 pitch. Sinking fastball right there. 2-2.
You show me a guy who's got those 2 pitches, a sinker with velocity and a good curveball, he can close for it.
The 2-2 pitch to Boone. He cuts and fouls it out of play out to the right.
Now, as a former catcher, you know what it's like to catch a sinking fastball.
Yeah.
You can get beat up with that. If it's 90 plus, your thumb's going to get burned. You're going to catch it in the palm. It's going to run up in the those little pads right under your fingers, and you're going to have some bruises.
2-2 pitch inside. Bloom was leaning out over the plate and almost got flipped. He was looking for something away and almost got carried away with it.
That's another thing about Dan Wright. He's not afraid to come inside.
3-2. Gaston Martinez will bat the first inning. The pitch. Bloom up the fly from a broken back throw to the shortstop. Let's throw the right now for Brett Boone. That had to hurt. A pop-up, fly out, ground out. We're through one in Seattle. The White Sox lead the Mariners 1-0. We changed from 2 close. The ball pops out of Dan Wilson's mitt.
Opening day, April 12th against the Orioles. We'd like to see it, Misty Park, John and I would. And we'd like to see and reunite with all of our friends. And that is what baseball's all about, seeing friends, family, and watching the Sox win. And also the guys in the green suits will be there, John.
Pitch up and in a ball. They will.
There's Luke Suiters, so wave to them from the press box.
He just won't sit down today all over again.
Big city right behind the Sox dugout.
Nothing Chicago on the south side is a right of split medicine. You see the pitch. An inside corner. Fastball clock at 91.
Mark Snyder's birthday tomorrow. Sox trainer.
Early happy birthday
to his family. Wish him a happy birthday. And we'll have a surprise for him to play.
Swing on a two drive to the left behind Kirkland foul on the play.
And his family's friend with it. Janet's wife. Well, you don't have nothing to do with it. We're just on the phone. But we know that Kenny Williams, if you don't get it.
Here's the 2-2 pitch to Canerco. Swing and a miss. Struck him out with a split-finger fastball. 3 strikeouts for Paul Abbott in a row. Abbott last season struck out 118, walking 87, over 163 innings. Now Valentin. Valentin is 2 for 9, 2 runs scored, and RBI. Batting left-handed against Abbott. Up on the grass at third, Jeff Cirillo. Pitch, high and ball. We haven't seen Valentin bunt very much. We have seen him bunt for sacrifices, but for base hits, only a couple of times I can recall.
I'd like to see him get moving right now with that bat.
The pitch is a curveball, cutting the plate is right.
They like to throw him soft stuff because they know one thing, he can hit a fastball. I think this is going to be a change.
The pitch to Valentin, hit off the end of the bat to the shortstop. He in charge, throws and just gets it.
That was a little squibber. It was way out in front, hit it off the end of the bat, as John said. And the ball was spinning sideways to Carlos Guillen, the shortstop. He made a nice play.
2 outs, and here's Carlos Lee. 5 in a row have been retired since the leadoff walk to Kenny Lofton. Carlos Lee, 4 for 8, 2 runs scored. Ed Farmer's pregame guest tonight. Paul Abbott wheels and deals right down the middle, strike 1. He's throwing a 4-seam fastball, a split finger pitch, and a curveball. Every now and then taking a little something off the fastball. The 0-1 pitch with 2 outs. Strike call.
First curve had a small break to it. That's what they call get me over, just a spinner. That one had a real good downward plane to it.
0-2 with 2 outs. Now Lee is in the protect mode at the plate. The wind by Abbott, the pitch. High fastball, pounded to right field. Ichiro on the run. He's there and makes the catch. A basket catch near the line. 6 in a row have been retired by Abbott. We go to the bottom of the second inning in Seattle. 1-0 White Sox.
This is your case. 20th and 21st. Tigers are in for 3. All fans will receive the White Sox calendar. The game tickets now by calling 866-SOX-GAME.
I'll have to wait to mark my calendar till after that day.
I'll get you one early.
Oh, thanks. Can you give me a poncho, too?
I think we get the ponchos when we get there.
Edgar Martinez leads off.
Those are from our flagship station, ESPN Radio, 1000.
On opening day.
Put the hood up. I think that's a look for us. Backward.
Yeah, probably. We'll have a request for that. Yeah. Edgar Martinez, 306 last season, 23 home runs, 116 RBIs. A big small one from Dan Wright. Martinez is 3 for 7, 4 RBIs, a run scored, and a walk in the first 2 games. The pitch. A little bit high, 2 balls and no strikes. Martinez, Oliver, and Cameron after the Mariners went out in order of Suzuki, McLemore, and Boone in the first inning. Hector Martinez takes inside 3-0.
Late help. Hector Martinez pitch outside. More pitches. He's a baseball. Pulled the rabbit out of his hat with speed on the bases, and Edgar Martinez up. Hit a double steal with McLemore at second and Boone at first. And Alomar's throw to Valentine sailed and went to left field for a run, and then Martinez drove in Boone to third with a sharp single to right. That was off Todd Richards. And we say Pinella's hard to read. He runs in unusual situations.
From the ball, the look to first, the pitch on the way. Strike at the knees on the inside corner. Sinking fastball. John Moses, the first base coach, takes a look across the infield. The third base coach, Fred Myers, goes to the side. Canerco is playing behind Edgar Martinez. I mean, directly behind him. Right pitching. Well, takes a strike, same spot as strike 1.
Does not like that ball in there, but he will adjust to it. We haven't seen it yet, but he will adjust to it. He will make adjustments.
1-2 on Olerud. Olerud hit .302 last season for the Seattle Mariners. Batted in the 360s to win a batting title while with Toronto. The pitch to Olerud. Swing and a line drive the other way. Base hit to left field. Lee moves over, backhands the ball. Edgar Martinez will stop at second.
That was a nice play by Lee.
Pitching so well inside, then pitched him away, and a hittable ball at that.
That was up and away. That was above the belt away.
And made him really look bad taking 2 strikes on the inside corner. Ed, I don't think he could hit the ball down there.
Well, you still have to get it there, and Wright did get it there for 2 pitches. And Olerud, you got to give him credit, John. He was not looking in. He was looking for anything over home plate, and he sliced it to left.
Here's Mike Cameron.
But you're right. Olerud has not hit that ball in the first 3 games anyway.
Right down the middle, strike 1. First ball, curveball. The White Sox have a 1-0 lead. The Mariners had a little something going in the second inning. Nobody out. Van Wright with a big deep breath. Here's Cameron holding the bat high over the right shoulder. The pitch. Upstairs, second curveball. Didn't have much breaking. Cameron has played for the White Sox, the Reds, and Seattle. He's involved in the Canerco trade and then the Ken Griffey trade. Boston is playing it toward right center in center field. The pitch, ground ball, base hit to left field. Edgar Martinez will get the stop sign at third. A faster runner would have been sent home. The bases are loaded with nobody out. Here's the newest member of the Seattle Mariners, third baseman Jeff Cirillo. Cirillo is 4 for 7. Walk, sacrifice, and the run score. Keep on the ball strike. The White Sox will give up a run to a double play. Let's the ball is back to the swinging a foul ball back. Cirillo fell. Now he just rolled through.
This is where it gets tough, John. He's on top of the play. They were fighting it off to the right side to work the count to try and get even to the 2.
Edgar Martinez looks to lead the third base with the pass if he dumped into it either. The 0-2 pitch. Swinging a foul off to the right.
By that, I mean, if White throws a curveball and it's running in front of that, he'll turn that shoulder into the fastball. Rather than taking for a strike, he'll turn the shoulder, the left shoulder towards the ball. He just hits it in his shoulder, and he's on base.
You're not supposed to do that.
No, that's not fair.
him. Konerko cuts in front to make the catch. And they indicate the infield fly rule once Konerko made the grab. That one wasn't hit very high, but high enough for the rule to be put into effect.
Cirillo is struggling right now. He is 0 for 8, and he's had opportunities, especially in the first game of the series.
Sam Wilson is 1 for 7 this series with a run scored. He can hit into the double play.
That one hit was big with 1 out yesterday in the 7th inning. High curveball to left field for a base hit. The Raiders scored.
Dance from Barrington. The pitch to Wilson. Swing and a miss on a low curveball.
He loves that first pitch.
Didn't love that one.
He is a double play man at home plate.
The runners lead all the way around. Martinez at third, over from second base. Cameron a good lead, but Konerko playing behind him at first. The pitch to Wilson. High fly ball, right field down the line. Bagley Ordonez over by the stands, makes the catch. Edgar Martinez tags. Here comes the throw, and it's offline. Tagging and moving from second to third, John Overroad. And with Martinez scoring, we're tied at 1.
I think he left early. To tell you the truth.
Time has been called. Mark Johnson goes out to say something to Dan Wright. Bagley drifting into foul territory over by the stands, made the catch, and then a strong throw that singled the third base line. Seattle, 4 days, 3 games in Kansas City, and 3 in Detroit before the White Sox have a day off before the home opener on the 12th. Finally. And a nice homestand with the first 4 against the Baltimore Orioles. All 105 games against the Birds. With 2 on, 2 outs, the 1-2 pitch. Ian takes inside just a little bit. Close call goes his way. 2-2.
Got the Tigers after the Indians, right? Then who comes in?
Tigers for 3, and then we go to Cleveland and Oakland before we see Seattle and Oakland at Comiskey Park in early May. The pitch. High and a full count.
Big pitch right here coming up. Rather face Ian now and Suzuki leading off the next inning. Mistake here, though, John gets 2 rather than just 1.
From the stretch. Right to the 3-2 pitch to Ian. Swing and a fly ball on the right field line. Heading toward the corner, and it is a fair ball. Hitting on the track and then rolling to the wall. 2 runs have scored. It's a double. Waiting Overroad and Mike Cameron.
Been a mistake. Gets you 2 for 1. It's just it.
This time, Ian's second 2-run double in the series.
We got a hanging hook, that's what I believe, or a hanging changeup, and didn't hit it great. You can hit it hard and it can go foul. You didn't hit it hard enough for it to go foul. There's a fourth double if you've ever seen it.
One strike with 2 outs. Wright was living on the edge with the bases loaded, nobody scored.
Right now, the Cubs are holding on to a big lead over the Cincinnati Reds. That game is in the make that in the 8th inning right now. It's Cincinnati trailing the Cubs 10-3. It's over. Game of the 3rd ESPN Radio 1000 feature.
Good luck before sponsored by Amtrak. Now off. Downfield, Detroit 2-1. 9th inning, Minnesota leads at Kansas City, where the Sox will be on Friday, 1-0. Cleveland in the second leads Anaheim 3-1. Also in the second, Oakland hosting Texas 3-0 A's. Skip Wells won today as the Pirates beat the Mets. Phillies over the Braves 3-1.
showing bunt, pulling back to take outside. Mark Johnson, Clayton, and Lofton for the Sox.
Florida returned the favor on Montreal. They beat them 6-5. Up 10, Cincinnati 3, that in the ninth.
The pitch to Johnson, low ball.
Houston, seventh inning, 15 for the Stros, and the Brewers have a first. Rockies have 6 in the seventh inning. I think that's who they were playing, the bunt.
He was bunting for a base hit there, trying to run up on the pitch. But he missed it. 0-1 the count. A look to first base. Abbott with the pitch to Royce Clayton. A swing and a high fly ball center field. Mike Cameron on the run, moving back. He is near the track, makes the catch. Johnson all the way to second, goes back to first. Royce Clayton is 0 for 9.
Park's too big for him there, John. If he's going to hit a home run, he's got to pull it to left field or shoot it, slice one down the right field line.
Kenny Lofton walked, stole second, stole third, and came home on a Ray Durham groundout. That's how the White Sox scored their run right from the get-go tonight. And Seattle responded with a 3-run second inning after getting the bases loaded with nobody out.
I think this guy's going to have a big year. 1, he's healthy, and 2, he has something to prove. And that will drive an athlete. That second thing.
Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. The left side of the infield is open with the exception of Cirillo playing way up on the grass. The pitch to Lofton showing bunt. He takes a strike on the outside part of the plate.
With Olerud holding Johnson at first, all Lofton has to do is just half hit one through there. And Johnson could make third if he gets a good lead here.
Johnson is safely at first base, takes another step away. The pitch, Lofton fouls it off the catcher, Dan Wilson.
You mentioned Cirillo went on the grass. He tried to shoot that one by him.
Cirillo backs up now, step behind the grass at third base. The White Sox got their first hit from Mark Johnson leading off the third inning. Lofton walked leading off the game. Johnson leads at first. Abbott pitches. High and outside. 1 and 2.
We've seen Lofton hit home runs. He hit 14 last year. The pitch that he hits for a home run is down and in.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. From the stretch, Abbott checks on first base and deals. High and outside a ball. Two balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. The White Sox half of the third, and Seattle leading 3-1. Abbott from the stretch. The kick and the pitch. High fastball, ball 3, 3 and 2. It was 0 and 2. Gets a rise out of the crowd here. Another big crowd. Empty seats though in the left field corner, upper deck, and in right field. Johnson leads the pitch. Ball 4 high. Lofton has walked again. And that has to make a pitcher mad when Lofton just throws the bat down on the plate.
That puts an exclamation to it because there are guys like Kenny Lofton that pitchers face, and they know one thing: I don't want to walk this guy. And what happens? You get in front of them 0-2, and then you don't make a good pitch. You wind up walking him. They'll drop the bat at home plate, and you're going, "Oh, okay, that's the way we're going." Then you want to get him out even worse when you see him the next time, and you fall behind on him again.
Here's the former leadoff batter for the White Sox, Ray Durham. The pitch to Ray, curveball, strike call. Well, Lofton on first base. Mark Johnson at second. Mark has a little better than average speed at second base.
Not that there's a stop man, stop for home run. This is a good stop right there.
Durham takes a high hit. That ball has control now.
Because he was far from that. Faced a lot of batters in the spring, gave up a lot of hits. And there is some concern there from Piniella, also from his pitching coach, Brian Price.
The 2-2 pitch to Ray Durham. Swinging late, he strikes out.
I think that might have been a splitter.
4 strikeouts for Abbott. His first strikeout victim, Frank Thomas, comes to the plate. And Durham went swinging for a pitch. way out of the strike zone.
He turned that ball over. That was at least 6 inches outside.
With 2 outs, here's Thomas. Frank is 2 for 9 in the series with a double. Takes inside, almost got hit. Frank Thomas, a 5-time All-Star. He holds the bat high over the shoulder and takes a curve in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes on Frank Thomas, with the score 3-1 in favor of the Mariners. With the roof over the tracks, the train whistles are amplified about double. That's quite an echo chamber in there over the track.
An expensive one at that.
The 2-0 pitch. Strike on the inside corner.
We had the double train wait last night, didn't we, after the game? It wasn't bad enough we lost, but then on the way back to the hotel, we had to wait for not 1, but 2 trains. See Lerner back there, he's playing the violin.
2 balls and a strike with 2 outs. Abbott to the plate. Frank Thomas takes high, 3-1. If Thomas gets on, Ordonez will have a chance with the bases loaded here. That's if he gets on by way of a walk. 2 walks in our game, both to Kenny Lofton. Lofton is on first, Mark Johnson on second. Johnson hit his way on with a single, leading off the third. Now he's on second base with 2 outs.
Be surprised if this is a strike.
The 3-1 pitch. Right down the middle, grounded to third, and it goes off Cirillo's glove and down the left field line. Johnson is going to score. Lofton streaks for third. Thomas will hold at first base.
Thomas had second if he wanted it. The throw was going to third, and he stopped at first. The Sox are within a run, and that was right down the middle.
Right down the middle, and a wicked shot off Cirillo's glove. Frank Thomas has an RBI hit to left field, plating Mark Johnson. 2 hits and a walk in the inning. And for Frank Thomas, his first run batted in this season. Here's Maglio. Runners at the corners. Maglio's 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging. The pitch. Ordonez takes a ball in the dirt, and here comes Kenny Lofton. Wilson flips to the pitcher, covering, not in time, and Lofton scores standing.
Got something to prove, John. He scored 2 runs, and the Sox have 3. Did not hesitate and came home like a laser beam.
Dan Wilson scrambled about 15 feet up the line. Maybe not that far. Tried a little backhand flip to the pitcher. Forget it. Almost hit Lofton in the helmet. Now a visit to the mound by the pitching coach, Brian Price.
There's a message being delivered from Pinella, the manager. And it goes like this. Please keep Lofton off the base paths.
Frank Thomas on the wild pitch, advanced into scoring position at second base.
He has 4 strikeouts and 2 walks. The 2 walks turned into runs.
At this point, simply because of Lofton's speed.
That's all it is.
The count 1-0 on Maglio Ordonez, and home plate umpire Angel Hernandez goes out to break up the conference on the mound.
When we talk about Lofton controlling a game, he can do that. 1 on defense, and that can certainly ignite a team. He can jump with great leaping ability, jump over the fence and bring back home runs. Thomas is happy he's on this team, because Frank was robbed of at least 2 that I can remember by him. And his speed will stretch your defense, and it could put your defense on their heels.
The Mariners got 3 in the bottom of the second inning. The White Sox have responded with 2. And with 2 outs in the top of the third inning, a 3-3 ball game. Abbott from the belt pitches to Ordonez. Maglio takes over, but low a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Fans a bit unsettled here at Safeco Field. Here's the pitch to Ordonez. Ground ball to third. Cirillo has this one. Takes his time and throws out Maglio. The White Sox sent 6 men to bat against Paul Abbott in the third inning and scored 2 times 2 hits, a walk, a wild pitch, and 1 less. The White Sox have stranded their first runner of the night. On to the bottom of the third in Seattle. Randy Moss in batting 3.
I don't.
Our first half-price money of the season on April 15th, 105 against the Orioles. All tickets. Seattle, 3 runs on 2 hits with no errors for the White Sox. And Kenny Lofton has run his way into 2 runs scored tonight for the White Sox. Tie ball game going to the 4th, and to tell you about it, here's Ed Firemer.
I want to say this before we go any further, John, because when my partner leaves, it's very difficult to do a game by myself. And we know Dave Wills has a pregame show and also the postgame show, and he did a nice job. John turned it over to him to come in here and do this opener, and on Sunday, first game out of the box for him, and we know what it's like to get the spring training very tough. But we want to thank Dave Wills for coming in here on the opening and making it so comfortable for us. And welcome back, John Rooney, yesterday, because I think, without a doubt, John's the best in the business. I got to say that right now.
Oh, thanks, Ed. I appreciate that. And Dave, again, thank you for filling in.
Top of 4. Here's a swing shot. Merkel was looking for a fastball. Got a changeup hit it right off the end of the bat off the screen of the Mariner dugout for strike 1. 3 runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Sox. 3-3-0 for the Seattle Mariners. It's Wright against Abbott for the Sox here in the 4th. It's Konerko, Valentin, and then Carlos Lee. Infield back in the outfield deep. Wilson working through the signs. Right-hander Paul Abbott. Abbott's taking a long time. Overhead wide now. Here's the 1-strike pitch to Piquet. Curveball in the dirt. That got the umpire, I think, right in the shin guard. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Angel Hernandez is all right, but with that shot toward the dugout and the home plate umpire, who's next? You're all right.
Yeah, I'm behind the glass.
You're protected tonight.
Konerko is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Here's Abbott's 1-1 pitch to Paul. Swinging a line drive to left for a hit, so the Sox have their leadoff man on here in the 4th. Konerko adds to a .400 average.
Abbott cannot pitch much above the belt. Don't know too many pitchers in the big leagues who can, though. Is that a way to it?
Third time in 4 innings, the Sox have placed their leadoff batter on base. And here's Jose Valentin. See funny?
He can. He can bunt for the sacrifice, but as we said a little bit earlier, we have not seen him bunt for base hits for us. Now we have to.
Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Valentin hit 28 homers a year ago. Look at first by Evans, pitch to Valentin, change, swung and a miss, and went around on a way before that pitch was out. 0-1. Jose Valentin. His average last year wasn't at 260, but not that far away, 258. He drove at 68.
With a few home runs, didn't he?
Yes, he did. 0-1 pitch. Valentin looks at it low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
28 home runs last year for Valentin.
26 the year before, so the 28 represents a career high. And I said, do you think he can hit 40? He said, I'd have to stay healthy, and I'm planning on staying healthy, so maybe 40 is within reach. Cirillo in on the grass at third. The 1-1 pitch, swinging a tap towards second. Boone has it. His only play is first. He flips to Olerud underhanded. Take care of Valentin. And on the play, Konerko's in scoring position on a swinging bunt. He's there with 1 out.
The results are like a bunt, except it costs Valentin a time at bat. If he sacrifices, that's not an at bat. Valentin hit 24 home runs for Milwaukee while batting .259 back in 1996. So we knew he was capable of topping 20 home runs, and has done so each season with the White Sox. 28 last year.
With the off day, I don't think you're going to see much change in this lineup. However, next week or the end of this week, on Sunday or Monday, I think you may see Graffinino get a chance and Leifer get a chance.
Usually it's that first Sunday. Mark Johnson will catch Friday in Kansas City.
Lee takes the fastball too close for ball 1. Johnson will catch Friday.
That way Sandy will be able to catch Burley and Ritchie the next 2 games.
Also, you give him a day off today, and he's got a day off tomorrow, and then you have the trifecta with that day off on Friday. That doesn't mean he's got the whole game off Friday, but at least you start for that. 1-0 pitch, swinging a shot foul on the ground up the third baseline. Lee is an interesting guy, talking contract with Kenny Williams, the general manager, after the break, and Kenny Williams believes that hurt him. And that could have been one of the things that bothered him, because his average fell from the 300s to 269 overall.
He wasn't the player he was the year before.
No, he was.
From the All-Star game on last year.
Canerco at second, the go-ahead run. 1-1 pitch, Burma shave right under the chin of Lee, 2-1.
Lee has always been able to hit for average, right around the 300 mark, whether it be in the minors or in his brief time in the major leagues. But he didn't catch the ball well, and he's not a great defensive player, but there wasn't a good part of his game from the All-Star break on. He didn't look the player that we thought he'd be at that level of his development.
2-1 pitch, almost got him in the rib cage. 3-1 as he came in with the fastball, did Abbott. First base is open, and on deck is Mark Johnson, who has a single and 1 trip to home plate.
I don't know about you, Ed, but I saw a player in spring training who was very willing to go out there and work the extra time with Gary Pettis on working in the outfield on a number of different moves and taking fly ball after fly ball. And the hitting came back to where we saw Carlos Lee hit a couple of years ago.
I think the more you do to this guy as far as defense, keep hitting them fly balls, then it becomes second nature. He is willing to work, and that's a good thing. He is a young, exciting player for sure. Abbott started into a stretch and then steps off the rubber. He wants to talk to Wilson.
I'll say this much about Carlos. Last year, where the defensive side and his hitting just didn't have to be up to par for him, he was physically working very hard with Steve Odgers, trying to get the weight down and build more muscle and become a leaner player.
I think he put too much emphasis on that.
Could have.
You know, when you talk contract, certainly things will be said. You know, we'd like you to be this. We'd like you to come in at this weight. And maybe, just maybe, he put too much emphasis on that. 3-1 pitch to Lee. Ball 4, he walked. Third walk for Abbott. Puts runners at first and second for Mark Johnson.
Getting the pitch count up. The deeper end counts, and the White Sox have been able to do that through 3+ innings. Now, it's tough enough to play baseball and get into a routine, but to have a contract on top of that, or the player's not hitting, or he's not playing very well, he's slumping defensively, and there are defensive slumps.
Yes.
And Lee was asked to make a change from third base to the outfield, and he had to do that basically at the major league level.
Johnson 1 for 1 with a run, took a curve for strike 1. Yeah, I think that those things can overwhelm a young player, and you're only as good as your performance for tonight. What you did in the past, you have to forget. That's good and bad. And for the Sox bullpen, they start anew tonight. 0-1 pitch. Johnson swings and misses 0-2. And I think that's one of the hardest things for a young player to learn. What I did yesterday, you build on the good things, but you also forget what you did last night. And short memories, they're the best that you can have in this game. The 0-2 pitch to Johnson, a swing and a line drive in the center. That's a base hit. Konerko will turn at third. Here he comes. The camera's throw home is on the money. Paul Konerko out at home plate. Wilson hooked his foot with the shin guard, and Konerko tried to tag home. And now Konerko is arguing with the home plate umpire, Angel Hernandez. And Konerko told the home plate umpire, "You missed it. I got my foot on the base." That's 8-2. Give Johnson a single. We're still tied at 3.
We get a chance to look at the replay now here in the booth. And you know what? Looks like he did miss him with the tag. The glove didn't touch Konerko.
He did put his foot out there to keep him away from home plate. That's what catchers do. Konerko tagged home plate before he tagged him with the glove.
We have the high home view now with Wilson, the shin guard out there blocking Konerko off the plate. And as Konerko put his hand on the plate, he had the hand on there before the glove hit him just above the rim.
Here's Blake, took one at the chin. That's going to the backstop and moving up 90 feet. Lead is third, and into second is Mark Johnson. That almost got him in the jaw. That is a wild pitch. Once the second one round is in here.
Blade would like to see his first hit of the season right here.
There's a spot for it.
There is. He can drive in two with a single, unless it was a 12-1 hopper to Mike Cameron or Ichiro in right field.
The 1-0 pitch to play. Almost hit it. I believe it's Joel Pinheiro beginning to warm the bullpen. That's in the left center. The White Sox bullpen is straight away left, right behind the Pepsi center. Panero pitched the opener and struck out 3 or 4 in just over an inning. The 2-0 pitch to play high, 3-0 on deck. Abbott is thinking, I know who's on deck, and that's Ken Lofton. If I face him with Clayton with a walk, the bases are full. Don't think for a moment Pinella, the manager of the Mariners, doesn't know that.
Those are going to come into it there, but he's a best batter, even though he's not a home run hitter.
Yeah. That's a strike. Pinero worked 2 innings, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts in the opener. And he comes back, or may come back in this game tonight. We're tied at 3 and in the 4th. With 2 down, Sox have runners at second and third. The Mariners caught a break. The call at home plate. Canerco tagged home plate with his hand, and Wilson then tagged it, but he was called out. 3-1 pitch to Royce, playing a fly ball down the right field line, sliced in the corner. That had home run distance, John, but it was foul.
Foul ball and a 3-2 count on Royce Clayton. And with the play at the plate, Paul Abbott was picked up. He had an 0-2 pitch that was singled into center field. And Mike Cameron picked him up with the throw home.
I actually called that play a little early because I didn't think Game could get it. He just missed it. He just went over his glove. This will dictate how Abbott feels about Lofton. First base is open. I think he's coming with a hook. From the stretch, a look at third. Here's the pitch. The fastball high and deep to center. Cameron races back at the track. He's hit the wall. 3-run homer. First hit of the season, and Clayton goes bomb to center. The Sox lead 6-3.
The ball just hasn't carried well here the last 2 nights, so I'm telling you, fans, that was crushed to clear the wall in center field.
You were asking about Lofton. That dictated that fastball. I thought he was going to come with a curveball. And Abbott's kicking himself right now with his spikes. That could hurt. This could have been a huge inning, and still maybe. Sox have played at 3. They lead 6-3. They've out hit Seattle 5-3. Here's Lofton. He has been a pain in the backside of Paul Abbott. And the pitch, low and inside for Paul Watt. He just is up there, John, and he has that persona at home plate, like, okay, you better throw it over. And with each one that you don't, he's hopping around and doing a little dance. 1-0 pitch. That's fouled out of play to the left. Another thing about Lofton, he's a pest at home plate. You can get him down 0-2, and then he starts fouling pitches off, and before long, he's back even in the count or even ahead. They're showing a replay of the home run by Clayton. It was a bomb. Right down pitch. Low strike. Almost said low. Delayed call by the home plate umpire, Angel Hernandez. 1-2 on Lofton. Let's see what he does. The damage has been done by Royce Clayton. The 1-2 pitch to Kenny Lofton. High. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He was humping up on that fastball like he was Roger Clemens trying to throw it right through Dan Wilson, his catcher. Cameron running back to the wall on the home run. He couldn't believe the ball was crushed that way.
The 2-2 pitch. 3-2 as that one missed high. He walks him. Pinella's going to go get him. That's what I believe. On deck is Ray Durham. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 3 runs in. Sox lead 6-3. The payoff pitch to Lofton. He got him on a foul tip into Wilson's glove. 5 strikeouts for Abbott. However, the Sox going out here in the 4th, they pick up 3 runs on 3 hits, a walk, a runner thrown out at home, and a 3-run bomb by Royce Clayton. After 3.5 at Seattle, the White Sox lead the Mariners 6-3 for this season. They're available now. Choose from full and split season packages. For details, 312-674-1000. Number should call or visit on WhiteSox.com. John Allwood will lead it off from Seattle here in the 4th. 5 cents station identification. And ESPN Radio. This is your White Sox baseball network.
Follow them all season long, right here on Chicago ESPN Radio 1000.
Down right into the line. There's the pitch to over. Sox is running 5 hits over. There's 3 runs on 3 hits for Seattle. Difference in the game right now. Royce Clayton 3-run home in the top half of this program. 1 ball, 1 strike. Third baseman got before, and I said there's too much green out there. That's what I thought. It was too deep to center. Proved me wrong. Went over the 405 sign.
Well, he got a fastball right down center.
Here's Wright's 1-1 pitch to Cameron. Single the last time up. The curve almost hit him. 2-1. I think you nurse Wright through 5, and then you go and get Glover. We'll see what Jerry Manuel does. It's only my opinion. That doesn't mean the way it should be. Certainly not the case. 2-1 pitch, swinging a shot to short. Clayton plays it on a difficult second half. Clayton throws out Cameron in it in the second out here on the board.
2 hard-hit baseballs in the inning, both on the ground directly to position players.
Got to have at a ball. Here's Cirillo, who is 0 for. He is 0 for 8 this season. Clayton was 0 for 9 and hit a bomb. A bomb here by Cirillo gets him within 2, and it really doesn't hurt that much. Cirillo was spiked last night with Lofton sliding to third, and it was by him. He slid by him, and the foot that he tucked under spiked it. That's high for ball 1. But he's not showing any ill effects of that. Last year at 313 with 17 homers. He's yet to get started here in the 2002 season. Next pitch is swinging a shot to short on 3 hops. Clayton has it, and he's got Cirillo 3 up, 3 down for the Mariners for the 2nd consecutive inning. Dan Wright has retired 7 Seattle batters in a row. We're through 4, 6-3 White Sox. Okay, April 12th, the ballpark on Chicago's South Side, 105. We hope you can join us there, and if you can't, stay with us on ESPN Radio on your White Sox Baseball Network. ESPN Radio 1000 in Chicago, and we'll give away ponchos from our flagship station. For the first 20,000 fans, they'll receive those ponchos from ESPN Radio 1000. Get game tickets now. There's a number to call, 866-SOX game, and we'll see you at Comiskey on opening day. For those of you who have been to an opening day at Comiskey Park, make it on April 12th. The Sox host the Orioles at 105. Gone is Paul Abbott. 4 innings, 5 hits, 6 runs earned, 3 walks. Every walk turned into a run tonight. Lofton walked in the first, swiped 2 bases, came in on a ground out. He walked again in the 3rd. Wild pitch, moved him along, right down the line from 3rd to score. And then a walk to Carlos Lee in the 4th inning. And Lee scored on Clayton's bomb to center. That's the difference in the game right now. A 3-run blast by Clayton with 2 down in the 4th and first base open. Puts the Sox ahead 6-3. So does Joel Pinheiro. On a relief here in the 5th, and a face Ray Durham leading it off. Thomas is next. And the pitch, it's in there for a strike. This guy's fastball is awfully tough on right-handed batters. Lefties have a little better time, but in 2 innings of work in the opener, struck out 3 and walked 1. That was low, 1 ball, 1 strike. They pencil him in as a starter, and that's going to be in about a week. Right now, he needs regular work out of the bullpen, and Piniella likes what he has seen from him out there. He wants him to hold the score where it is. 1-1 pitch, broken back grounder past the mound. Should be an easy play for Boone. He's got it, and he throws out his counterpart. Durham an easy out, 1 down for Thomas. Frank tonight, an RBI single and a strikeout. Pinero's pitch to Thomas. Fouled the swing. He had a home run touch. He's followed straight down. The guy who's been both games for the Sox tonight, certainly Wright has had something to do with it. Some center fielder Kenny Long. 3-2 pitch to Thomas. Popped him up. Maybe just below our base. And just below us. Range 2 to count hold on Thomas. So most of the guy Piniella has is a starter, but it's not going to be for a week or so.
Not a bad power pitcher to bring out of the bullpen.
No, he's got a good fastball and a devastating hook. Might see it right here on range 2 to Thomas. Here's the pitch. Curveball right down the middle, called the ball, and Thomas held up the swing. A 1-out walk. Thomas at first for Maglio, who is 0 for 2. That's 4 walks by Mariner pitching tonight. I mentioned John early. 3 of those by Abbott. They all turned into runs.
The 2 to Kenny Lofton. He ran his way to his run score.
Yes, he did. Swiped 2 bases and then scored on a wild pitch.
That wasn't very far away from the plate.
No, it was not. Thomas at first, modest lead. Pitch to Ordonez. Inside for ball one. Nice spot right now for Ordonez to nail one. And now Wilson will go to the mound, and he's going to tell Pinero, look, fool around with this guy, we get behind, and you better get something secondary over, because if we have to call for a fastball, this guy can hit it. He clubbed him out of the ballpark last year 31 times. Pinella is asking questions of Brian Price. Price better have the answers. Abbott didn't have the answer tonight. Clayton did, though, with a 3-run homer in the fourth. Sox a run in the first. Lofton scored. A walk. Stolen base. Swipe second. Then he swiped third. Came home on Durham's groundout. Sox scored 2 in the third to get even at 3 after the Mariners scored 3 in the second. Ordonez swings and calls that one to the screen. A ball and a strike to the Sox right fielder.
Pinella's been through some pitching coaches here.
It seemed like every year he was getting a new pitching coach. He had Nardi Contreras here. He had Stan Williams here.
Sammy Ellis.
Sammy Ellis was here.
After Williams, Price. And Williams is still working with the organization.
1-1, 1 out. Thomas first, guarded by Olerud, the first baseman. 1-1 pitch to Ordonez, a curve inside, 2-1. Do you buy into this theory for young pitchers? You can come into a game when you're behind and get into a rhythm. You can also come into a game when you're behind and have the manager say, look, I want you to hold it right there. Well, then he emphasizes that. Now the wheels start to turn in that young guy's mind. 2-1 pitch, laid on a fastball, 2-2.
That can happen to Pinero last year. His record was as a starter. So he was working on what he started to a ball game.
Got a good arm. Good mechanics, and I mentioned his best pitch for me is a curve. The fastball's not too far behind that either. 1-out walk to Thomas. He's at first. Sox up 6-4 with the fourth. Pitch, curveball, comes in again to third. 52. Second for one. Did you see that over the wire tonight on ESPN?
We were looking at that before the game.
Yeah. The report allegedly had her taking her high. Middle infielders doing it second and Clayton in short center. One 0 pitch to Dean, a swing and a fly. Danny Wright knocks it down. Now he'll race after it. He's got to play it second. Flips under it. Got him! What a play by Wright! Hang a star on it. Clayton was right on the back. Here comes Pinella. And with a wicked shot up the middle, took Wright's cap off. Talk about presence of mind. Wright got some leather on the ball. But Wright's kept him in check. He must walk into a fastball. What's he trying to do up there? 1 out. It is right. By throwing him a breaking ball.
Or pitching away.
Right. 1 on, 1 out. 6-3 Sox. We're in the fifth. The pitch almost hit him. 2-0. He was walking a tight rope wire there at home plate. And at first base, the guy over there again looked like he was going to run the second. Thought the ball was in the dirt. And Mariner Moose down there's got the fans whipped into a frenzy, I'll tell you. There's a 2-0 pitch. Swing and a bouncer to first. Konerko's got it. Turns, throws to short for one. Plays back to first. They didn't get him. Missed him by an eyelash. Nice play by Konerko. Quick feet set that up. And the relay from Clayton just missed doubling up Ichiro. That's something to behold.
That really is.
3-6 on the out.
Ichiro's foot hit the bag, and then the baseball hit Konerko's mitt. That's how close the play was at first. I didn't think it would be nearly as close. I'll say this for Ichiro. He runs hard every time he leaves the batter's box.
He's at first, and there's speed at home plate. Mark McLemore. You always expect Ichiro to run. 56 steals last year. He's going to pitch inside for ball. That's going to be uncontested. Just wipe that as quick as I could get it out of my mouth. It's his first of the season, and he can swipe third too.
But there's a throwing lane for Mark Johnson, and Johnson has a pretty good arm. He just had no help on holding Ichiro at first base.
Wouldn't be surprised if he missed with this pitch. Johnson goes out and says, look, let's get this guy. Don't worry about Suzuki at second base. Even if he steals third, I don't care. 1-0 pitch to McLemore. That's low and outside, 2-0, and Johnson's not going out there.
No, don't give Seattle a big inning here with 2 outs.
6-3 Sox. We're in the 5th. You don't start counting outs until the 7th. But you set up things in the 5th and 6th to do that in the 7th inning. Look at second by Danny Wright. Double glance. The 2-0 pitch to McLemore. High and outside. 3-0. On deck waits Boone. What makes the Mariners so strong is their ability to get on base and work counts, and then speed. They've got speed at the top and also in the middle with Cameron batting 6th. 3-0 pitch to McLemore. It's right down the middle. Right there, belt high, strike 1. The White Sox in the 6th inning here at Safeco Field send to Konerko, Valentine, and Lee. And they will be facing Joel Pinero. 3-1 on McLemore. 3-1 pitch, he walked him. Second walk for Wright. He walked Edgar Martinez opening the second. This one comes with 2 down in the 5th, and now Johnson's going out to talk to Danny Wright. Here's Brett Boone.
Nardi Contreras was on the top step a moment ago, came back to have a word with Jerry Manuel, and here comes the White Sox pitching coach with a call being made to the bullpen.
Trail 6-3. The tying runners at home plate. Boone's overdue. He's 0-2 with a ground out to flyer. 37 jacks last year. The first pitch. Speed on the bases. Suzuki at second. McLemore at first. And he's running against the building. Knee high strike.
First ball fastball. There's the right-hander going for the White Sox in the bullpen down the left field wall.
With birds on Suzuki, the runners are doing After first, he took a peek, and by the time he looked to where he was, Durham tagged him out. In the inning, no runs, 1 hit, a walk, the runner caught off first. The runner left at third base.
And Suzuki didn't see the sign for the steal.
He got caught. And then he had a run late. We move to the 6th inning here in the Emerald City. Sox have doubled up the Mariners. They lead 6-3. Maglio Ordonez bobbleheads owls from Pepsi are giving the first 10,000 fans. See the Sox and Orioles on Sunday, April 14th at 1:05. They're courtesy of Pepsi. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit on the computer at whitesox.com. The total through 5. I should say the totals through 5. 6 runs, 5 hits for the White Sox. Clayton's home run, a 3 runs last in the 4th. This is different. 3 runs, 4 hits for Seattle. Konerko leads it off, facing Pinero. With the play-by-play in the 6th, here's John.
And here's strike 1 right down the middle to Paul Konerko. We're looking forward to having an Ed Farmer bobblehead all night.
No, I'm not. I can't subscribe to that. I don't want to scare anybody.
Here's the 1-strike pitch. Curve outside a ball, 1 ball, 1 strike. Konerko's night so far, single. He was thrown out at the plate, a close call. Mark Johnson base hit. Mike Cameron's throw was there plenty of time. Wilson at first missed the tag and then went to put the tag on Konerko, who was coming back to the plate. Ball was called out. He hits a fastball foul back to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Konerko, Valentine, and Lee batting for the White Sox in the 6th inning. A 3-run 4th on a 3-run homer by Royce Clayton. Kenny Lofton walked, stole 2nd and 3rd, and came in on a ground out by Durham in the 1st inning. 2 runs scored in the 3rd. Lofton came in after a walk. He was at third base later and scored on a wild pitch. There's a high fly ball right field. Ichiro to his left. He's there now, makes a 1-hand grab, 1 out. One away for Jose Valentin, as Jose is 2 out of 11 to begin the season. A pair of groundouts tonight, 1 to Guillen and 1 to Boone. Joel Pinero pitching for the Seattle Mariners on relief of Paul Abbott. Abbott lasted 4 innings, 6 earned runs on 5 hits with 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, and a home run. He threw 2 wild pitches. There's a swing and a miss by Valentine. 31,082 are attendance tonight at Safeco Field. Off day tomorrow. The White Sox are in Kansas City Friday night, 6:30 airtime. Swinging a foul off Wilson, the catcher. Off-speed pitch from Pinheiro, and they haven't seen many of those. Not from Pinheiro. Valentine back in there with the 0-2 count. The pitch to Jose Valentine. He swings to a fastball, and he's out on strikes. The sixth strikeout for Seattle pitching tonight, the first for Pinheiro. Here's Carlos Lee. Lee walked and scored in the fourth. Of the 4 walks, 3 have turned into runs tonight. 2 involving Lofton, the other Carlos Lee. Right-hander facing right-hander. Pinheiro's pitch, curveball upstairs. On the Impact scoreboard, Toronto-Boston postponed in Boston tonight. The Yankees won 1-0 at Baltimore. The pitch to Lee, high and inside, missed with a fastball. 2 balls and no strikes. Tampa Bay 2, Detroit 1. That's the final. Minnesota 1-0 at Kansas City, the final score. In the fifth at Anaheim, Cleveland has a 4-2 lead over the Angels. Texas won. And they get Oakland 4, Texas 1 in the bottom of the fifth at Oakland. Swing at a foul ball. That sails on a play to the right side. 2-1 on Carlos. In the National League, the Pirates won today 5-3 at the Mets. Philadelphia 3, Atlanta 1 at Turner Field. Florida beat Montreal 6-5. That's over Cincinnati 10-3. The pitch to Lee. He swings and lifts it. Right center field. Here comes Ichiro. He's there. Makes a running catch. The White Sox around 1-2-3 in the sixth inning. The Mariners are coming up in the home half of the sixth, with the White Sox leading in Seattle 6-3. The first 20,000 fans will receive a poncho from ESPN Radio 1000 on opening day, Friday, April 12th, the 105 game between the White Sox and the Orioles. Get your tickets now by calling 866-SOX-GAME. White Sox and the Orioles, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, all at 105. And the home opener, April 12th. Yet to come on our road trip, 3 in Kansas City over the weekend, and then 3 in Detroit before opening on the 12th against the Orioles on the 13th, the 105 game, and that'll be magnetic schedules from Pepsi and Tickets.com. All fans will receive a magnetic schedule courtesy of Pepsi and Tickets.com. 866-SOX-GAME for tickets to any White Sox home game in 2002. Ball 1 up and in to Brett Boone. Boone, Martinez, and Olerud batting for Seattle in the bottom of the sixth inning. 6-3, the White Sox are leading the Mariners. There's a swing and a high fly straight away center field. Boone got under this one, and so does Kenny Lofton. He makes the catch, 1 out. Dan Wright has pitched 5 1/3 innings. He's walked 2 tonight. Wright does not have a strikeout. Here's Edgar Martinez. Martinez has walked and scored and lined out to right field. The other walk was Mark McLemore after Suzuki hit into a force play and Ichiro stole second. Piniella was going to put Ichiro and McLemore in motion, but Ichiro didn't get the sign. Pitch up and in, a ball to Edgar Martinez.
Well, one of them in motion, didn't he?
McLemore was caught stealing for the final out. 6-3 White Sox. The line by Wright and the pitch to Edgar. High fastball, 2 balls, no strikes.
It's almost as if Wright tries to get Martinez out like Abbott was trying to get Lofton out. And with each fastball, he overthrows it, goes behind the count.
The 2-0 pitch right down the middle and a drive to deep right field. Way back to the wall is Ordonez. He makes the catch against the wall.
Just didn't have enough to get it out there. The fastball ran fit towards the trademark. He had about 370, and the fence out there was about 375. Nice play by Ordonez. Made the jump into the fence and made the catch right at the top of the wall.
2 outs in the sixth inning, and here's John Olerud. Olerud has a base hit and a run scored. He's been out on a sharply hit ground ball to Paul Konerko. A line by Dan Wright, high leg kick and the pitch. A swing and a foul ball back to the screen. Olerud offering on the first pitch fastball. So Paul Abbott is on the hook right now on the downside of a 6-3 game. Dan Wright, who went 5-3, is a member of the White Sox at the major league level last year, on the upside of this game. The 1-strike pitch, strike 2 called.
13 innings of work And Dan Wright has given the Mariners 3 runs, or 4 runs, I should say, in 2 starts. That's it. Pretty good.
3 of those runs tonight.
This is a big pitch right here.
0-2 on John Olerud. Here it comes. Inside. 91-mile-an-hour fastball. He's still hitting 90 to 93 miles an hour on his fastball, pitching in the 6th inning with 2 outs.
I think you go after this guy with a curve in the dirt here.
The 1-2 pitch. Fastball up, and away. That was the 5th dimension curveball.
The reason I say that is because Wright is in a rhythm now. Let him throw the curve, and you get Olerud off the fastball as Glover warms in the bullpen in left field.
The 2-2 pitch. Grounded foul off to the back. Did you get that? The 5th dimension.
5th dimension up and away. Was with you.
For our younger listeners,
that was
5th
a group
dimension
in the 60s and
a
early
musical
70s.
group, yes. With a hit song in the 60s of Up and Away.
Now, if this was Bill Olerud, we'd know.
2-2 with 2 outs. The line, the pitch. Him up. Foul coming down the third base line. Valentine up the line in foul territory. Johnson makes the catch.
There's that curve.
Olerud fouls out to the catcher, and that will be that for Seattle. 3-3 down. Go the Mariners in the 6th. We're headed to the 7th at Safeco Field with the White Sox in front 6-3. Left-hander John Dolly Halama is in the game now. 6'5", 210-pounder, 30 years old. Spent a little over 3 years in the big leagues. Makes his home in Brooklyn, New York. Attended St. Francis, New York College. Halama, soft tosser out of the bullpen. 10-7 last year with Seattle. A 14-game winner in 2000. Went 11-10 his first year here. He pitched for the Houston Astros in 6 games in 1998. He was part of the Randy Johnson deal.
He and Carlos Guillen and Freddie Garcia.
All 3 on the Major League roster, and Garcia is the ace of the staff. Halama will be pitching to Mark Johnson, Royce Clayton, Kenny Lofton. The White Sox lead by 3, and to tell you about the 7th, let's go back to Ed.
Hi, John. 14 relief appearances for Halama last year in an earned run average of under 2 with a record of 4-1. So he comes on. We're in the 7th. Sox lead 6-3. About hit Seattle 5-4. Mark Johnson will lead it off. And my question to you, partner, is Dan Wright done for the night? Although the bullpen is quiet, that's what leads me to believe he'll be back right there by the 7th. Here's Lama's pitch to him. Nice right down the middle for strike one. He's not going to block the eye with his fastball, but he will change speed. He'll get a curveball that sweeps over. Johnson's 4 for 2. There's another 2 runs. There's the home run.
Around third base and by the third out of the way.
And he did. The base is empty. 1-0 pitch to play. Just swinging a high fly to center. Dancing with it his team, but now he runs better. Backpedals in front of the track. He's there and makes the catch. Cummings hit all of the balls tonight to center field. 2 of them flyouts, 1 a real big fly. Two down, and here's the guy responsible for some chaos in the head with Paul Abbott. He walked in the first, wiped 2 bases, and came home on a ground out. It's Kenny Lofton. Then he walked in the third, went to third, and came home on a wild pitch. The Sox at that time trailed 3-2. They tied it with 2 runs in the third, and then they broken the game open somewhat with that Clayton home run in the 4th. Lofton is 0 for 1 officially. Took a curve low for ball 1, and what's new? And don't make this mistake. Don't think that he gets some pitches, because he does. The strike zone for him is not very big to begin with, and then an umpire will call one close, and it usually goes his way. Lofton fidgets in that batter's box on the left side, and the 1-0 pitch is swinging a fly to left. McLemore started in. Now he races towards the line and makes the catch. 3 flyouts
off Halama here in the 7th. The Sox go in order. Johnson, Clayton, and Lofton. Middle of the 7th inning. The fans on their feet for the 7th inning stretch. It's brought to you by your local.
But Osuna is backing him up in the bullpen, so he is batter by batter now.
What Manuel likes to do is if he gets a runner on, then he goes out and gets it. 1,000. If you need more information, just log on to WhiteSox.com.
Right, just threw one to the screen. That doesn't mean that Manuel can't go out and get him after his warm-up pitches, because we've seen that also.
You send him out there, give the reliever a chance, say, you know, I changed my mind. I'm going out and get it. Sometimes that kick all the way to the backstop doesn't be effective. It worked years ago for Virgil baseball. Frank Thomas here. I know what he's getting. That one's going to the screen 3-0. He's scuffed up? Just kidding. I think he wants Frank to sign him. Yeah. Okay, I'll get it done.
Now, you don't think. You know.
I know. Wright has retired the last 3. A walk and a caught stealing got McLemore and Wright off the hook in the 5th, and there's ball 4. So he comes out here in the 7th and walks. It's his 3rd walk tonight. And Valentine will make a mound visit from 3rd.
Osuna's ready. He was warming up the moment Wright walked to the mound and was warming up the last inning when Wright
and help Joe. In the 3rd with his upper body and gets current on his left side. And you could do that every once in a while and catch an umpire. And spin on that heel and it's the ball. Cameron's got a good lead at 3rd. There's Osuna's pitch. On the match, Cirillo was trying to go to right, strike 1.
When working the World Series with Norman and working the Scully and bench and later Scully and Coboard, we used to do some historical things in our pregame show. And you talk about certain individuals who are no longer here. Let's just have a seance and we'll get them on the pregame.
6 runs, 5 hits for the Sox, 3 on 4 for Seattle. Osuna cuts the runner, Cameron at first. There's a swing and a bouncer back to the mound. Could be 2. Osuna's short for 1 on the first. 1-6-3 on the double play. Nice going, Osuna. Nice throw. Gave him a good speed at second base.
That's what the White Sox wanted from Osuna last year. Didn't get it because his arm wasn't healthy. And what we've seen from him, Ed, he can come out with a strong game, but might not quite be ready to go back-to-back days yet.
Not yet. That may be May or June, and maybe even later than that.
Well, if the weather gets warmer, he might be able to fall in line that way.
So close the book on Wright. 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, and a wild card. Here's Dan Wilson facing Osuna, swinging a pop-up behind second. Clayton races out. This ball jumping quick, and the ball is just out of his reach. Lofton Clayton out. So Dan Wilson was 2 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. Where nobody was. Where nobody was. Straight away to the field. But luckily was not going.
Very little luck at throwing a runner out on those.
Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. We're in the 7th. Sox up 6-3. The 2-2 pitch. Low, 3-2, and Cameron's off on the next one. Wouldn't be surprised if Osuna tried to pick them off here on 3-2.
And catchers do blink on swing.
Yeah,
Can't help it.
And we don't fault them for doing that, do we?
Looks like sonar taking over with the glove, though, to catch those pitches that are swung on and missed.
The 3-2 pitch. Cameron goes. A swing and a shot up the middle. Durham dives. Not going to get it. Cameron will race to 3rd. Or I should say Wilson will race to 3rd. He's in there standing. Gein at first. And the Mariners have something going. The tying run paying for home plate. How big was that double play with Cameron at first base now?
There you go. With Wilson's base hit and Gein singled. Here's Ichiro, and the Mariners are back in business. They're never out of a ball game, even if they're 4, 5, 6 runs down.
This guy doesn't have to hit it hard to reach base. All he has to do is make contact, and the defense stretches. Next thing you know, he's at first base.
The bottom part of the order has been a lot of trouble tonight. Wilson 2 for 2, and now 2 out of 3 for Gein with 2 RBIs. Wilson has driven in the other run.
Home run here gets him even. There's the pitch to Ichiro. It's in there for a strike. The thing about Osuna, I think, that is troubling to some of the Sox people is that he will work long and count.
For me, I'm not that troubled by that because I know that there is a certain metronome that relievers work to, and they go here and go there, and it might not be strike one and strike two all the time. 0-1 pitch, check, swing, roll, foul up the third baseline. He was jammed with a heater.
Ichiro's always bailing out on those pitches and just sent a little flare foul down the left field line.
That will set up maybe that turnover change or that screwball that he has, and I think you do him a favor by throwing him away, but we'll see. 2 on, 2 out. Mariners have collected one more hit than the Sox now. They now have 6. The White Sox 5. Look at third by Osuna, the pitch. Down and in. 1-2. The screwball always doesn't have to be away to a left-handed batter. I believe you could throw it like Osuna does. You could throw it at him, and when he moves, the ball tails back, gets to the plate.
The White Sox have Durham, Thomas, and Ordonez coming up in the 8th inning. Big moment in the game right here.
Mike Marshall used to do that for the Dodgers and also the Minnesota Twins. Look at third, the pitch. Swing, and he popped him up. Behind third, racing toward plate, and foul territory, dives and doesn't get it. He actually kicked it with his spike. He would have been better served going head first, but there's not many players that go head first on a warning track.
Not with that crushed red brick.
One of them they honored here last night. Dave Buhner.
But didn't Mike Marshall pitch about as many innings in relief as most starters do today?
He was in over 100 games for the Dodgers in '74 when they played the A's. I believe it was '74. They played the A's in the World Series. And if he didn't pitch 2 days in a row, the third day he was out there with the extra man. He was pitching to them, and it was game condition. Another 1-2 pitch, another foul. This is one hop off the Sox screen in front of their dugout. And you got to look out over there. The White Sox stand there on the first step over the railing. That's a line drive to the clock here.
It is with Ichiro up there.
Battle right now at home plate. Suzuki and Osuna battle. 2 outs. Runners at first and third. Wilson at third. And Guillen leads away from first. And Osuna steps off the pitching rubber and he wants Johnson to go back through the side. John has mentioned it. Better off to this guy inside. Another 1-2 pitch. Swinging a bouncer to short. Clayton gets it. Flips to second. They get the force on Guillen sliding. The Mariners are turned away during the 7th inning. Ichiro is 0 for 4 tonight. In the inning, no runs, a couple of hits, a walk, a double play ground ball. The Mariners root runners at first and third. They have stranded 4. We're going to the 8th inning. Sox 6, Seattle 3. Opening day and commencement card for April 12th. Sox host the Orioles. I'm sure get it to the radio or station. Show up, get a poncho, and hopefully the Sox will punch out the Orioles. All the games that weekend and Monday, 4-game series against the Orioles. Begin at 1:05. Sunday is Bangalore Ordonez bobblehead day. We're through 7 here are the totals. 6 runs, 5 hits for the White Sox, 3 runs on 6 hits for the Seattle Mariners. Ray Durham will face John Halama during the 8th inning. The good thing about the Sox tonight, they're not on school. How about Mike Marshall? Okay, Ed, first pitch up the right. That's how we look at it, though. That's exactly right.
Franklin is throwing in the bullpen. Right-hander worked open today against the White Sox. The pitch to Durham. High again. 2 balls and no strikes. Ray is 0 for 3, 2 ground outs to second base, but the ground out in the first inning scored Kenny Lofty. The line by Halama, the left-hander's pitch. Durham chops it foul on the third base line. 2 balls and a strike.
Hear that Amtrak coming back?
Is that a reminder to use the scoreboard?
No, it's just a little hint. It's heading to Southern California. Speaking about the Dodgers and the Angels, how they doing? We're going to find out. We've got the scoreboard coming your way here in the 8th inning.
Ray Durham 0 for 3 with a count of 2-1. The pitch by Halama. Swinging a high fly ball. Just to the right of center field. Cameron's under it and makes the catch. 1 out. Halama is retired 0 for batters he has faced. Frank Thomas, 1 hit and 2 at-bats officially. He drove in his first run of the season in the third inning with a smash off Jeff Cirillo's glove at third base. The Mariners stay home while the White Sox move on to Kansas City, and Oakland will be in over the weekend. Here's a swing and a high fly, right field. Ichiro, again, about 5 steps. He's there and makes the catch. 5 outs, all on fly balls. Santillana took over for Joel Pinheiro. And here's Maglio Ordonez. A strikeout, ground out, and a double play ball. The pitch to Maglio. Off speed, and it's ball 1. That's 70 miles an hour. The first pitch gets off the outside corner to Ordonez. Pittsburgh beat the Mets today 5-3. The pitch outside.
Kendall had a big day. 2 for 4, 2 runs. Holton Reese was 3 for 3.
Here's the line by Halama on the pitch.
Paul Moore had his first. He's still the big.
3-0 on Maglio Ordonez. The line by Halama. Okay. And the strike, 3-1. Martinez on that. 4-8. The line by Halama and the pitch to the White Sox right fielder. Ball 4 up and away, and Maglio's on. The 7th walk. Or let me correct that. The 5th walk.
Did the Devil Rays beat the Tigers 2-1?
20 hits, 10 for each game.
The Devil Rays and Angel O'Hara.
So the 2-1 final. 3 walks tonight for Paul Abbott. 1 for Pinheiro, now 1 for Halama.
Philadelphia beat Atlanta 3-1. Saved from Jose Mesa, his first.
Here's Halama's pitch. Canerco hits a high fly ball straight away center field. Cameron is there. He puts it away, and that's 6 out for Halama, all on fly ball. No runs, no hits, a walk. 1 left on, 2 stranded by the Sox tonight. Mariners coming up in the bottom of the 8th. For the White Sox leading in Seattle 6-3. Engineers Brian Learned, Jonathan Robb, and Amy Markle are working with us in the studios in downtown Chicago. Along with Ed Farmer, I'm John Rooney. The White Sox scored 1 in the first, 2 in the third, and 3 in the fourth on a Clayton 3-run homer with 2 outs. The Mariners got all of their runs in the second inning against Dan Wright, who stands to be a winner his first start of 2002.
When is summer here? Is it around June 20th, June 21st? I mean, not for Seattle, but I mean for all of us.
Around then.
Yeah. It's the summer solstice, isn't it?
Here's the pitch. McLemore checks his swing on a breaking ball down and in. He didn't go. Larry Vanover, third base umpire, indicates no swing.
So we don't have the dog days of summer.
No, we have the just early dog days.
Yeah, dog days of spring.
We've had dog days in spring training, it seems like.
Yeah.
Antonio Osuna with a 1-0 pitch, and it's rifled to center field. Lofton moves back. Now he waits and makes the catch.
Point of making dog day comes early this year at Comiskey Park,
including
April 20th.
Super Pet Trip.
Those are there. That's against the Tigers. That's April 20th. Bring your pooch to the park. Dogs must be registered in advance. For details, call 312-674-5248. Stupid pet tricks?
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't be just dog tricks. You could bring some other pet in.
Well, some are intelligent pet tricks, and others are kind of stupid. Here's Brett Boone. Swing and a miss. Osuna skies it with an 86-mile-an-hour fastball. On the Amtrak scoreboard, Toronto-Boston postponed at Fenway. New York shut out Baltimore. Camden Yards 1-0. Tampa Bay beat Detroit 2-1. Swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt. 0-2 on Brett Boone.
Didn't see many of those swings like that from Boone a year ago. He's pulling off. That left side is pulling out, and he's mechanical with that swing. Last year, he was trying to drive that ball the gap in right center. If he got one in there, his hands were inside the ball, and he hit a little cork shot to right.
Minnesota blanked Kansas City 1-0. There in the 6th at Anaheim, Cleveland 4, the Angels 3. In the 7th at Oakland, the A's are leading Texas 4-2.
And Chuck Finley was scratched from that start.
San Francisco 12-0 at L.A. in the 6th inning. Strike 3 call on the outside corner to Boone. Got him with a hook. That's the first strikeout tonight for White Sox pitching.
Biggest out is that first one of the innings.
That was McLemore on a line drive to straightaway center field. Osuna went after Boone and got the call on the outside corner. 2 outs. Here's Edgar Martinez. Martinez hit a fly ball to the top of the wall in right field in the 6th, caught by Maglio Ordonez. Keith Foulke is warming in the bullpen for the White Sox, who lead 6-3. The pitch is right down the middle, strike 1 to Edgar Martinez. Foulke saved the opening day win for the White Sox. Osuna is ready. Works out of the stretch all the time. Nobody on base, 2 outs. And now Edgar Martinez calls time at the plate.
You ever noticed Edgar Martinez's batting helmet? It seems to be like tilted. Like we are reminded from time to time from left-handed pitchers. They pull that hat, and it looks like they're looking at first base.
In too close.
His helmet is like, not sideways, but it's tilted that way.
It is. Count 1-1 on Edgar Martinez.
It's working.
Right-hander facing right-hander. Osuna with the pitch. A swing and a miss, and that ball took forever to get up there on the changeup. One ball for strikes. And the White Sox bat in the 9th inning, we're looking at Valentine Lee and Mark Johnson. Edgar Martinez could have swung twice before the ball got to Mark Johnson. Last game. Here's Osuna's pitch. Swing and a pass on a breaking ball down the way. Boone and Martinez strike out in the 1-2-3-8 inning. Osuna, for the final game of this series, the season opener series again. The Sox have had 2 base runners since the home run by Clayton. Walked to Thomas. He was out on a double play ball in the 5th. A walk to Maglio Ordonez after 2 outs in the 8th inning.
Well, the Mariners play this season off, and there was last year.
They put up one of those inside the wall.
One walk that was intentional, and hit runners at second and third after a bunt from Cirillo. With 1 out, the tying run 90 feet. He got Boone to bounce one back to him. He's in 72 games a year ago, whereas 4-9. Saves 42 out of 45. They batted 199 with Keith Foulke in 81 innings of work, 57 hits. In 81 innings, gave up 3 homers. Yeah, 3 homers. So he's looking for a second save. It's never easy. And Olerud will lead it off as the Sox lead 6-3, John.
Keith Foulke, since 1989, has converted 85% of his save opportunities. You put that in perspective, where Roberto Hernandez converted on 81, Bobby Thigpen 81%, Bob Howry 72, and Scott Radinsky 63. That's since 89. Not going back to 1980.
No, we don't go back there. That's way back.
John Olerud leads off against the strike meister, Keith Foulke.
There's a big out right here.
Ball 1, fastball inside with Olerud looking away. Olerud walks across the plate after taking inside for a ball. Aaron Rowan is playing left field. Carlos Lee is out of the game. Rowan in left, Lofton in center, Ordonez in right field. With Valentine playing third, Clayton at shortstop. Durham at second, Konerko off the line at first. The pitch to Olerud, strike on the inside half of the plate. Mark Johnson is catching Keith Foulke. Antonio Osuna, 2 innings, 2 hits. And he gave up nothing in the run column. The 1-1 pitch. Just outside. Missed with a fastball. 2 balls and a strike. Osuna didn't walk anybody. He struck out 2. Olerud has a single and a run scored in the 3-run second inning. The pitch. Ground ball past the mound onto it. A center field. There's a base hit. The leadoff man got on against Folk on Monday, and the leadoff man is on base tonight. Mike Cameron has a single, a run scored, a ground out, a walk, 1 out of 2 for the former White Sox outfielder.
4 times in 9 innings, Seattle has got their leadoff man on base safely.
The 2nd, the 5th, the 7th, and the 9th. How about a double play ball?
Not for that.
The White Sox look for that on the infield. Playing even with the bag at third, Valentine. Here's first pitch for Cameron. Outside and low. Dan Wright threw 90 pitches over 6 innings. Folk works out of the stretch position. Here it comes. Cameron pops it up. Right side foul territory. Just beyond the coach's box. Konerko puts it away, 1 out.
He got away with a high fastball, and Cameron went after it. Cameron was ahead in the count on Monday, 2-0. Ends the game with a fly to right.
Now with 1 out, here's Jeff Cirillo. A double play ball ends the game. Kansas City lost to Minnesota 1-0 today. The Royals have dropped 2 to the Twins. Cleveland is leading 5-3 at Anaheim. They're playing at Edison Field. Now the Amtrak scoreboard, the White Sox lead the Mariners 6-3, 1 out in the 9th inning. The pitch is outside of ball. Cirillo, by going 0 for 3, has started the season 0 for 10. Here's a walk, a sacrifice and a run score. Cirillo hit into a double play in the 7th. Right up the middle, base hit center field. Comes to the plate, Dan Wilson. He's got a good night tonight. Now it's going to be Ruben Sierra batting for Wilson.
Here's the guy Howard got out on the opener to get out of the jam. He starts the lead by a run.
The way Wilson was hitting the ball tonight, I'd be inclined as a manager to let him come back in the 9th inning.
Ruben Sierra batted for John Wilson in the 8th on Monday. Howard Campbell, he ended the day with a little bounce back to Howard. That's when the Mariners scored 4 runs on 3 hits. The Mariners scored 2. They found the run.
Ruben Sierra was the comeback player of the year.
Last year was with the Texas Rangers. Now they go to Mexico.
Sierra hit .291 and during 94 games with 23 home runs and 67 runs batted in. He represents the tying run into the 9th inning with 1 out. Holt's pitch. Sierra swings and misses the changeup. 77 miles on the palm ball from Holt. It got to the plate and then the bottoms up down and away. Foul out.
Leave one of those up. He can hook the ball around the pole and right.
Ruben Sierra wearing the number 21. On the Seattle uniform, the pitch in the dirt, stopped by Mark Johnson. New baseball will be put into play. Ruben Sierra came up with the Texas Rangers in 1986. He has played for Texas, Oakland, the Yankees, Detroit, Cincinnati, Toronto, the White Sox in 98. Then Texas in 2000 and 2001.
Slice the ball down.
The pitch to Sierra. In the dirt, backhanded out of the dirt by Mark Johnson, 2-1, and the count favors Sierra.
Right now it's as if Keith Polk is feeling his way around. And he has said on a couple of occasions, I'm just not there yet. I'm trying to make the pitches. My release point isn't there, but I'm getting outs when I have to. Hopefully he'll get a double play foul ball from Sierra. Does not run one.
A leader 1
second for the Rangers. He can fly.
John Olin, Ethan Caterpillar, and return with the bases. He's at second, the pitch. Well, 3-1. 3-1 on first back. Ruben Sierra will turn the field that way. Now, pitching John Hunt. So field for that. Ball comes to the very end of pitch. Swing and a hot left to first. Clayton knocks it down and doesn't have a play. He has been fielded some by John Overwood.
I don't know if it was Oliver that bothered him or Folk who tried to get a glove on him and touch him. And I think that the ball was a goaltender who has been screened in the front by one of the players as the puck's coming in. Apparently they never saw it.
He missed it, and then the umpire got placed away. I think it was the umpire who fielded it. They're right in, looking at the center field camera. Marty Contreras goes to the mound in the ninth inning with the bases loaded, 1 out, and Carlos Dean coming up. Luis Miguel is going to run at first for Ruben Sierra. For an infield hit. Singles by Oliver, Cirillo, Hideki. Moses Alfaro, the one he was in the play. They were beating 5 runs last year, batting in 53. There's 2 runs batted in tonight. 4 in this series. Here's Bolt's pitch. Bolt's high. Bolt on the nose. Will is wide. 91 mile an hour fastball on the first pitch. He worked short relievers earn every bit of their salary. Moves to first, Shirley from second, gets up from first. The pitch, the foul ball back to the screen. On ball, 1 strike. Oh, he's shaking his head. He feels like he may have gotten away with one there, Ed. Well, it was found straight back. They deepen ever slightly in the outfield. Groen and left for Lee will play a little deeper to cut off the ball and the gamper down the line. Cardona is very deep in right field. Ghetto's a tying run at first base. The 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. Low to changeup. Pretty good runner in right. Almost got him out of it. The leadoff on the stack. Then starts the defense. Around up tonight. Out of the empty bounce patch. Facing left. 2-1 in Carlos Field. Six batter batting left hand. Cirillo and Sierra over the bases with Ghetto running at first will get a good lead. As Canerco plays off the bag and deep, it's next to the line. The pitch on the way, swung on a ground ball, right field, a base hit. Overwood scores. Cirillo comes around. On to third base goes to Ghetto. The White Sox looking for a strong home run. Right down the middle. A 2-run single for Carlos Gil. Now here's Ichiro. It's a tying run at third base and a running run at first. 4 runs batted in for Carlos Gil.
Lewis bottom 2, 8, 9. Sacrifice fly. 3 hits from that spot at 8, and 3 hits for the 9th place man, Carlos Guillen, and as you mentioned, 4 runs batted in. 6 for 7 with 5 runs batted in total out of those 2 spots. This guy's 0 for 4.
Ichiro 0 for 4 tonight. The pitch. Outside and low. The tying run at third base is Luis Ghetto. The winning run is Carlos Guillen at first. The 1-0 pitch. A swing and a base hit to center field. Hit high. Ghetto goes to second and stops right there as Lofton comes up with the ball. And there's the blown save from Keith Polk.
Dan Wright pitched better than what his fortunes have right now.
There's very little movement on his pitches tonight. And when he is pitching to the center of the plate, he gets hit hard. Five hits in the 9th inning off the White Sox closer. This inning has the feel of the 7th inning last night.
Winning runners on second base as Mark McLemore comes up.
Now the Sox do the double play ball to send this to extra innings. The pitch. High ball. There was some activity in the White Sox bullpen in left field. McLemore is 0 for 3 with a walk and a caught stealer. So no decision for Dan Wright. And Ball Abbott is off the hook. False pitch. Fastball. Knocks in there 90 miles an hour, knee high, a strike. Both threw that strike out of frustration. That's the most movement on any of his pitches since coming out of the bullpen. A lead at second for Carlos Guillen. The pitch. Swing and a shot fouled on the right field line. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and the Mariners are hitting the ball hard here tonight. Still hanging tell us what. Red Boone on deck. 1 out. After over a single, Cameron a foul run. And so over the bases. Lincoln to Sierra. Carlos Guillen. 2 on single to right field. An RBI single for Ichiro. The pitch to McLemore. Swung on and tapped up the first base line. That's a fair ball. Konerko tags McLemore. The runners move to second and third. 2 outs. And here's Brett Boone. Carlos Guillen is the winning run at third base. Now the pressure falls not only on Falk, also on the catcher. Mark Johnson has to block the ball in the dirt. Brett Boone is 0 for 4. Ground out. Fly out, fly out. He was called out on strikes in the 8th inning facing Antonio Osuna. Falk works out of the stretch with runners at second and third. His pitch to Boone. Right there, a strike on the inside corner. The White Sox took a 3-run lead to the bottom of the 9th inning. That has been erased. They're tied at 6. The Mariners about hit the Sox 11-5. Guillen leads at third. Ichiro away from second. The pitch. Boone swings and misses. 0-2. Steve Falk is trying to keep this a tie ball game. Trying to send it to extra innings. The pitch to Boone. A swing and a base hit to right field. The Mariners have won it. Carlos Guillen scores, capping a 4-run 9th inning. The Mariners beat the White Sox 7-6. We'll be back with the keys to the game after this on ESPN Radio on the White Sox Network.
McNeil, you're going Harry.
Abbott struck out White Sox hitters, and they got several outs on pop-ups in the past. They got to him tonight. 3 on a home run by Royce Clayton, and Kenny Watson shot on 2 of the runs earlier by getting on the walks, and his sheer speed made up the rest.
You can say whatever you want about this loss. The off day tomorrow is not going to be what it should be, because the Sox should have won this game, plain and simple. When we play home and we have a problem late, that's what forward. That's going to happen from time to time. These are things that shouldn't happen. Baseball bounces funny ways. It bounced the way of the Mariners tonight. It didn't bounce their way in the opener. It certainly did yesterday. The Sox, the inability to call strikes for him yesterday, and today Keith Falk just didn't have a start.
The White Sox had a couple of innings called against them. It cost them 2 baggers. They set it last night and the 9th tonight.
116 games in 1 year. The components are still here for the Mariners. Last year, you don't win 116 games by winning early. You win a lot of games in the last 10. The Mariners scored 6 runs in the first 4 innings and did not Royce Clayton's home run in the 4th inning.
And had only 2 base runners on walks to Thomas and O'Donnell.
I don't have a problem with that. Certainly you'd like to get those runs, but as we talked earlier, the pressure wasn't on the Mariners more or less for their guys to come out of the bullpen because they were down. They were down 6-3. So all they had to do was go out there and go through the motions. They still had to make pitches. Pressure was on Osuna, who pitched very well tonight for the Sox. The pressure certainly was on Falk. Not as usual coming in with 1 run or 2 run lead. A cushion of 3 and let it get away as they scored 4 times out.
And lost in the 4-run 9th inning. There's the very good pitching performance by Dan Wright. 6 innings, 3 runs, 4 hits. He walked 2, didn't strike out anybody, and 2 a wild pitch. So now he pitches, and was definitely good enough to win tonight.
Oh, he certainly was. He went out into the 7th and walked the first batter, then Osuna came on.
The White Sox made the plays through 8. They just didn't get the pitching in the 9th. We talked about base on balls that would hurt the Sox. Tonight, that was not the case. Base on balls did not hurt the Sox. Certainly hurt Paul Abbott, because each time he walked the batter, it turned into a run. He walked Lofton twice, and walked another batter, and that turned into a run on Clayton's home run.
Osuna looked up tonight, turned into 1-2 hits. He's mentioned Grant 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs since following start. First 2/3 of an inning, 6 hits, and 4 runs all of the mark.
I've been where Keith Folt is tonight, and it's not a happy place at all. With 2 men on, 1 out in the 9th inning, Ruben Sierra up. If Clayton isn't shielded, that could have been a double play ball in the ballgame.
Well, certainly it would have been, and Sierra doesn't run well. They pinch run for him, and that comes up bases too. So Pinella was helped tonight, but the Bears went and pushed the game because they got the hits tonight.
John Olerud, Jeff Cirillo, Sierra got a hit. Pinch runner, Luis Aguapo scored. So did Carlos Guillen. Guillen scored with a game winner on an RBI single by Brett Boone. 2 RBIs for Carlos Guillen, an RBI for Ichiro, and Boone the game winner. Seattle claimed this one with a 4-run night, beating the White Sox 7-6. Ryan Franklin is the winner, 1-0. Keith Folt the loser, 0-1. 31,082 in attendance tonight, a 2-hour, 50-minute ballgame. Our next game will come your way Friday night from Kansas City. John Garland against Paul Berg. Their time will be 6:30. Thanks to our crew, Brian Leonard, our engineer here in Seattle, Jonathan Robb, and Amy Marshall in the studios in downtown Chicago. Now, Fred Farmer, I'm John Mooney. We close as our post-game show after this. ESPN Radio, the White Sox Network.